Today we are going to be upgrading these factory halogen headlight bulbs in my 2008 Saab 9.3 convertible to some H11 LED bulbs to help modernize the look and also give us a much better view of the road at night. Oliver is very excited to help us out with this, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to show you all what we need to do to accomplish this process without getting any errors. Super quickly, if you haven't watched the video in a month or so, this is my new to me 2008 Saab 9.3 convertible with the 2-liter turbocharged engine and paired to a 6-speed manual. This car has 90,000 miles on it, and it is just a gorgeous example. So we're going to be doing a couple little upgrades, things like this to this car, just to modernize it a little bit, but really still keeping it clean and OEM. If you want to see the video on the road trip that we took on this thing, you can check that out in the top corner because it was epic and I will remember it for the rest of my life. We have these H11 headlight bulbs from Oxito that they sent out to me. So if you're interested in checking these out, I will link them down below in the description from the Amazon link. These are H11 bulbs. So if we open the box here, they actually give you some gloves to install it with, which is really nice. And then just a user manual, and there are our two H11 LEDs. So these are going to be plug and play. We're not going to have to do any sort of wiring. They're going to plug right into the factory harness. They're going to clip right into the factory headlight. However, on these 9.3s, there is another step we're going to have to do after we install those headlights. So let's first get them installed in the headlights, and then I'll show you all what I'm talking about. Depending on what engine is in your 9.3, removal of these bulbs might require a little bit more work. I'm going to show you the process on the easiest side. However, there might be an intake tube you might need to pop off, or windshield washer fluid, or battery cover, fuse cover, a couple little things that you might need to remove. But this cover right here just twists right off. And if you look inside here, you'll feel your headlight bulb. That just twists about 60 degrees and it comes unplugged. And there is our factory bulb right there. So be careful with these little tabs. This car has brand new headlight housings in it, so I know these tabs are going to be pretty strong. But just be careful with these. You got to very gently pry on them. And there we go. That is our old bulb out, just like that. Of course, with any bulb, you want to be careful not to touch this area with your bare hands, which is why they give you gloves, just in case. You can see old and new have the same plug. They have the same clip right here that's going to allow it to clip into the headlight housing. So this is literally plug and play, minus the extra step we're going to have to do. LEDs are also going to last a whole lot longer than halogen bulbs. So in addition to just modernizing the car, giving us better beam patterns. So again, Amazon link below for these if you're interested in checking them out. But let's get this one thrown in the car. Clips right into the factory housing. And you can see we're actually already getting our issue with this, which is this flickering. And I'm currently blinding myself. So I'm just going to slide this into the housing real quick. If you kind of rotate it just a little bit, it'll kind of find its home. You're going to want to turn it clockwise about 60 degrees once it finds its home. And then it's in there. Thankfully, these bulbs are low profile enough and don't have a bunch of extra resistors and other things that they just fit right in the housing with this cover. So that just twists right back on. And there we go, that's one bulb done. This flickering issue that you're seeing on the camera is exactly the issue that we need to deal with. And we're going to do that with one of two ways, but I'm going to throw this other headlight in real quick. I'm going to put a picture on the screen of the before and after with these running though. You can see how much more modern the car looks not having the halogen bulb in there. But I'm excited to also see the before and after we're going to do later, where we compare this beam pattern at night. First though, I'm going to get this bulb in this side and then I'll show you all what we need to do to stop that flickering. For those wondering, all I needed to remove on this side to get access was just our windshield washer reservoir kind of topper piece right here. And now I have access to stick my hand in there and replace the bulb. The reason why these flicker, and they've actually finally stopped it looks like, is because there are little pulses of energy, from my understanding, that are sent to the headlights, which cause these to flicker for a few minutes after you shut the car off. And so we basically need the car to understand that there's a different kind of bulb in the car so it doesn't do that flickering. You really have three options to fix this, and man, these headlights just look so good. First option to fix this is by doing some wiring and adding in a resistor manually, making sure you get the right resistor and then having to actually like splice that in. Just not an appealing option to me personally. I don't like touching factory wiring when I don't have to. Having something plug and play like this is just far superior in my opinion. Now, there are two programming options, software options that we can do. The first one is the MapTune LED Enabler app. I actually did that on this car when I had previously installed LEDs. I'll link that video in the top corner if you're interested, but basically with the MapTune handheld tuner, there's an app that you can get that basically allows you to program LED bulbs to a bunch of different bulbs in the car, headlights being one of them. And then our third option is using the Tech 2 right here. Basically, we're going to use the Tech 2 to tell the car that it has a different kind of headlight in it now. Because it's going to have a new kind of headlight in it now, a xenon headlight, it's not going to be sending those pulses, which is not going to cause the LEDs to flicker, and everything will function as it should. So we had to hook this up to the car, and I'll show you all how I'm going to do it. I just opened the door to put the Tech 2 in the car, and it has started flickering again, so you can see how this would get annoying very fast. If you are anywhere close to Arizona, I can do this Tech 2 programming for you if you'd like to do this upgrade. You can get in contact with me via Instagram or email. I'll put both those on the screen. All right, we're going to start by turning the Tech 2 on. Now, I should also mention there are a couple other options. For one, if you don't live near me and you still want to do this, there's a map on Saab Club North America's website that actually shows a list of all service centers, people with Tech 2s in America, etc. So if you don't think there's someone near you, I guarantee you there probably is. And you can find someone to help you with this. So we're going to go to Add Remove. We're going to add the UEC, which is the Underhood Electrical Unit. The UEC is the module that controls everything under the hood electrical-wise, including the headlights. One other option, if you don't have a Tech 2, you don't want to buy one, which I'd recommend everyone get a Tech 2 if you're going to own a Saab for a long time, is you can also get Tech 2 Win, which is a virtual Tech 2. Never used it myself, don't know how to install it. It's something to consider as well if you don't want to deal with all these wires and cables and getting security access and everything like that, which, by the way, it looks like it's not making me get security access for this, which is a huge time saver and win. So there's a few options we need to go through here. We have a 2008 model year, we have a convertible, we have fixed headlight washers, we have a manual gearbox, we have rain sensing wipers, and this is the important one. There's also another setting we're going to change in here that's going to be really helpful that I'm going to show you all, but currently the car has halogens. You have two different types of xenon headlights. Now my understanding is the difference between xenon and xenon type 2 is that the xenon type 2 are the auto leveling ones, the ones that move with the steering wheel. They have a bunch of extra sensors and other things, and xenon is just regular xenon headlights. So my thought is I'm going to try just xenon because it's the less complicated version, less of a chance of getting other faults for obviously not having all those leveling sensors installed. So we're going to hit xenon. Future me here, let's take a quick pause. After I completed this programming you're about to see, I noticed my high beams did not work on the new headlights. Of course, we had not changed the high beam bulb, so it's clearly a software issue. So what I did is I went back in, I ran the car with xenon type 2s, and programmed that successfully, and the high beams worked, as you can see. Actually went ahead and did the exact same thing on my sports sedan too, which I had installed xenon lights on a couple months ago, did the exact same programming, and had the exact same high beam not working issue. Programmed that to xenon type 2, and we're good to go. No faults or anything. We're gonna hit yes. We do not have fog lights, unfortunately. That is on the list of things to hopefully do. And then this is the other cool thing. So if you have a Saab 9.3, you probably know, or really any Saab for that matter, this doesn't really do anything from factory. You can twist it, it won't turn the headlights off, but this is how we can change it so that way it manually works. So I'm going to do automatic low beam only in position 2. So that essentially means that when I turn it from auto, it's going to have everything off, and when I turn it on to where it is now, it's going to turn on the lights. That'll help preserve your headlight life and other things, especially for that LED brow. I'd like to help preserve that as long as I can. So I'm going to hit that. And then we're just going to do the rest of these settings. You're just choosing the market the car is in, a couple other little options. So once you're done with this, you go through the 11 things you've chosen so you can kind of check your work, make sure that you're all correct here, and you hit OK. Since I've gotten lucky with the lack of having to get security access, I will say that can be a bit of a complicated process. You do need Global TIS, it's called. It's a security software that's downloaded onto a Windows 10 laptop. It requires you to plug in the Tech 2 to the computer and then get security access for the specific VIN that you're programming. So thankfully, for some reason this time it didn't make me do that, but generally you do have to get that for doing these things, which is why sometimes you might want to check out that map on SCNA's website and see if there's someone near you that has all this stuff already, because it can make it a whole lot easier. Can you stop licking my arm, dude? I'm trying to film. So all done. Turnkey the lock position. Remove key. Add, remove, ECU finished. And just like that, our programming is done. So now, let's test this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get out, ask Oliver to move a little bit. I'm going to lock the car to kind of shut it off. We're going to wait a few seconds, going to unlock it. And now when I put the key in the ignition and turn it, you can see our headlights come on as they should, and then when I turn this, they turn off fully. So that's a great little upgrade. So we know that worked, but the real test, let's pull the key out and confirm we don't have any flashing here. Look at that, bud. I think we've got a successful job. No flashing whatsoever. This really just makes the whole front end of the car look like a brand new vehicle. Having the LED lights, the accent, the back end is a different story. That clearly looks dated, but these LEDs make such a good aesthetic difference. And more importantly, they're going to probably help us see a whole lot better at night. So what I'm going to do now is wait for some nightfall, and we're going to get a good before and after comparison to see how much of a difference these made. Thanks for the love, bud. I know, I'm excited too. Night has fallen, and so we can get a good comparison now. I'm going to put a photo on the screen of what it looked like before with the halogen lights, and now what it looks like currently with the LEDs. So what you can see is really the beam pattern doesn't appear all that much stronger. It seems to be a bit wider and fuller, if that makes sense. For a car like this that has brand new headlight housings, that doesn't surprise me a ton. I am still very happy with the result. I mean, just look at how much more modern this car looks, having LEDs up here to go with that daytime running light strip up top. I think if you have a car that has older headlight housings, this will make a much bigger difference. If you're interested in purchasing a set of these headlights, I have my affiliate Amazon link down below in the description. Consider buying it from that link specifically to help support the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.